Okay, boys and girls, here's a little video to help you with your slideshow presentation. So you will get this in Google Classroom. It's a template, so you need to customize it for your presentation. So of course, all you do is highlight this, type your first and last name, use capitals, and then you can type the name of your rock. You don't need to change that, that's good to go. These are the slides over here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slides, okay? And you should have all this information if you did your research correctly, okay? So starting with the first slide, this is the title slide, and then this is the first slide, type of rock and how formed. You have that with your notes, right? The characteristics of the 3 types of rocks. And then the third slide, description of this rock. So you look at the rock and you describe it. Uses, you can look that up on Google. Interesting facts, another thing that you find on Google. Why I chose this rock, okay? So I want to show you some design features with Google Slides. So you can go up to background and you can change the background. You can choose an image. So let's say that I'm going to go to Google Images. Let's say my rock is scoria. That's a cool looking rock. So I can just type in scoria. And yeah, so there's the rock. And I can put that as the image and then insert. And that can be the image behind the whole slide. But you'll notice the problem with that, it's a dark image and you can't see the type. So that's actually not going to work. So I can go back to background and reset. Yeah, because that's not going to work. So if you do choose a picture as your background, make sure it's a really light picture. So instead, let's go with a pretty color. I can just do that. That might be a little dark, so I can go to a lighter color, okay? So you can play around with that. But that's how you change the background of the slide. And then if you want to reset it, you just go to reset, okay? Okay, and then let me show you how to change the font. You have to highlight it, and then you go up here. Right now it's Arial. Arial is probably the most boring font. So you can change it and play around with that. It shows you what the fonts look like. Okay, there's some cool looking fonts. So you can play around with that a little bit. Let's see what else. And then don't forget, you can insert pictures. Lots of pictures make the slideshow pretty good. So you guys should know how to do that from doing vocab squares every week. What else? Oh, the transitions are pretty cool. So when you go to the transitions, let's see. Slideshow. Yeah, we'll have to look that up. We'll have to, oh, here we go, transitions. Yeah, so you can kind of play with that. None, right now there's none, but you can do dissolve, fade, slide from right, slide from left, flip. So that's kind of fun. So when you get up here to show your presentation, if you have some cool transitions, that's kind of fun, okay? But I think that's it. So let's look at our example. This was a student years ago who did a really good job. He used some shapes, so I want to show you that too. You can use shapes and put the text behind the shapes. So there's that shapes feature. You can use arrows, things like that. So he used a lot of cool pictures. He put the text on the side. That's a good way to do it. He used pictures like that and then did like a black box, and he made the fonts white. So that's a good thing to do. So to make the font white colored, you just go up here. Let's see. Yeah, font. Shoot, I can't. Oh, here we go. Text color. Yeah, right up there. And that makes, you can pick white, black, any color. So that's another cool thing you can do. I don't know why that's there. It's a text block. yeah, so there's lots of cool things. He did a picture as a background, and then he put a black circle there, and he put the text in white. So you can get creative, make it look really cool. We're gonna spend a couple days on this. So you can, yeah, just get really creative with that. But remember, the one that you're gonna get in Google Classroom is pretty plain. So it's your job to make it look very cool. And we'll have lots of helpers and I'll come around and help you. But it's fun just to kind of play around and see the kinds of things that you can do with Google Slides, okay? All right, so I hope that helps.